I'd love to help you out. I can't leave now. I gotta be here. Look, besides, I don't think going over the rectory with you is such a good idea.
Why not?
Because all this seeing the baby stuff is just making you nuts.
Yeah, but I can't help it. I'm gonna start thinking about it.
Why don't you stay and finish your shift, okay? You get your mind off the baby for a couple hours. You can calm down, and you can put some distance between all this.
Yeah, but I want to see him now.
Please, no rush. I mean, you got some built-in time chunk there before the adoption, right?
Yeah.
So use it. Look, I think the last thing that you need to do is go rushing over there when you're all stirred up.
Yeah? You're starting to sound like Catherine, and maybe I should just clear out of town and never come back.
Wrong, Beth. All right. What you do is your call.
Yeah, but you keep telling me not to see the baby. I mean, what do you think? Only married couples with lots of money can raise kids?
No, I mean, it probably makes it easier, but they're not the only ones that can handle it.
Like your friend Leanne, right? I mean, you told me she's a waitress, and she's on her own, but she's raising her kid and it's going real good, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't exactly call her on her own. I mean, the baby's father is helping her out pretty good.
But what am I supposed to do? I mean, I can't stand this. I gotta go.
Go where, Beth?
For a walk.
To the rectory. You're not planning on taking these strolls down by the river, are you? Because we talked about that. Suicide does not solve anything.
I know, and that's the dumbest thing that I could have done. And look, I promise you that I will talk to somebody about it, a pro, okay? Just not today, okay? Right now, I gotta be alone for a little while and work some things out, okay?
Do you think that Dorian tried to kill Ethel Crawford to get out of having to pay blackmail?
All the signs are there.
Do you think the police agree with that?
That's what Vicky's going to find out. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really have to go. But Blair, please, keep in mind what I told you was in the strictest confidence.
General, I'm known for how well I keep secrets.
Good. So long.
Thank you. Oh, may I use that phone, please?
Of course.
Thank you.
Well, I see that you're making yourself at home again. Though for the life of me, I can't understand how you feel comfortable in the midst of so many people who hate you.
And I guess that includes you, too.
Oh, Blair. I have no idea why your audacity continues to surprise me. I mean, after all, you've never been anything but self-serving.
Is there a point to this, or are you just having a bad day, Renee?
A real point. You've hurt a lot of folks, lady, that mean a great deal to me. Max, Vicky, yes, Asa. I'm not going to let you hurt them again, or anyone else for that matter.
Renee Buchanan, your host and watchdog.
I don't know why you were talking to Sloane Carpenter, but if it was to cause
Sloane Carpenter and I are on very good terms. In fact, the same goes for Vicky. The three of us have, a common interest.
Do tell.
No, I don't think that I will because it's none of your business. But it'll ease your mind any. The only reason I'm back in Landview is, to be near my mother. Not that that's any of your business either, Renee.
My business is to shout, "Look out," when I see a snake about to bite. And that's exactly what I'll do the minute you flash a fang.
Dorian, yes, I hope that you get this message soon because I'm coming over with news. Bad news. You're in big trouble.
Please. Listen, Vicky, I know I promised I'd meet with you, but could you make it quick? I've got my hands full wrapping up details with this Manning case.
Yes, I know. I saw Bo and Powell in the lobby. I certainly don't envy them this grisly business that they have to do.
Yeah, well, identifying the body won't be much fun, but at least it'll put an end to all of this.
It's a terrible tragedy, you know. With that Manning boy, too.
Well, I gotta tell you, I don't waste my sympathy on murderers, Vicky. I put them away or I bury them, whichever comes first.
My goodness. Well, in that case, this visit won't be a complete waste of your time because that's what I came to talk to you about. A murderer who has actually just tried to murder somebody else.
Really?
Really. Do you remember my telling you about the nurse who took care of my father during the time before he died, Ethel Crawford?
I remember hearing about a phone tap and how you and Sloan...
Oh, Hank, please. Just hear me out, okay? Please. Dorian Lord went to visit Ethel Crawford yesterday. And right after she left, Ethel Crawford was found lying on the floor in a diabetic coma.
And Dorian Lord is a doctor.
That's right. Now, Dorian wanted to get Ethel out of the way so that she couldn't tell anyone what happened to my father before he died. So it seems to me she just went right ahead and tried to murder her. Come on, think about it.
This woman, Ethel, did she...
Crawford. She's still in a coma. But the thing is, nobody knows whether she's going to come out of it or not. Hank, you now have to open a full-scale investigation into what Dorian did to my father. I mean, I don't know how much more proof you need.
Oh, come on, Vicky. You really don't have any proof that Dorian was anywhere near Ethel Crawford when she lapsed into a coma.
Sloan and I followed Dorian to Ethel Crawford's apartment in Charlottesville.
You went down to Virginia?
Yes.
How did you know that's where Dorian was going?
Sloan overheard Dorian during a telephone conversation, talking to Ethel Crawford and telling her that she was going to pay her a little visit and that she was going to settle things once and for all.
Yeah, and did he overhear this on that damn wiretap?
Well, he removed the wiretap. But before he had the opportunity to do so, this other conversation just happened to come in. You can hear it for yourself. And why don't you also take a look at what's in the folder?
Dorian Lord's fingerprint.
Yeah, well, I got those from a friend. Now, I think I would suggest that you call the Charlottesville Police Department and you find out from them about Nurse Crawford's coma. And while you're at it, why don't you ask them if any fingerprints were taken from the apartment? And if the answer is yes, I would be willing to bet you that they match these. Hank, come on. Aren't you even curious as to whether or not Dorian tried to kill Ethel Crawford?
To Wanda's wonders, good luck.
You usually don't let me have ice cream before lunchtime.
Well, this is a very special lunchtime. Only half day of school. Dig in. You know, Jessica, there's something I have to talk to you about.
I know it. Here comes the lecture. Why does everybody have to be on my case all the time?
Sweetheart, I got a call from one of your school teachers, Mrs. Wells. She had trouble getting a hold of your mother, so she called me. And, well, here we are.
Go ahead.
Mrs. Wells said that you've been talking back to her in class. And that she had to send you to the principal's office for being disrespectful. And then another teacher had to do the same thing.
So?
So? Well, it doesn't sound like the Jessica I know. Honey, if there's a problem, let me help you with it.
There's no problem. Everything's clear. So just leave me alone, okay?
Who are you here for again?
Manning. Todd Manning.
Right. The ex-con. I hope you're ready for this. The body was fished out of a river.
I know. We're there.
Oh,
We just get on with this.
Oh, he's over here.
That would be great. Listen, thanks, Chief. I really appreciate your help. Yeah, bye.
Well?
Well, it looks like you and the Charlottesville police are singing the same tune. At least about some things. Ethel Crawford is still in a coma.
And there are fingerprints, right?
Yeah. And they're faxing them to me, what they have. And I'll make a comparison when they get here. They lifted a set of prints off of a teacup.
They were made by Dorian.
They were made by someone other than Ethel Crawford. At this point, that's all we know. And whoever it was left more prints on the medicine chest and one of the 2 insulin bottles that was found by Crawford's body.
2 bottles. 1 dose, Hank. That's all she needed to take. 1 dose. But if Dr. Dorian Lord doubled the dosage, then wouldn't that cause...
Look, there's nothing firm yet, okay?
You gonna tell me you think it's an accident?
We're not ruling out anything either.
Oh, Hank, come on. You don't seriously believe that a woman who has successfully been dealing with diabetes for years, and a nurse no less, is all of a sudden going to decide to inject herself with twice the amount of insulin that she normally takes? That is absurd.
Come on, Vicky, there's no proof. Aren't you listening to what I'm saying here?
Okay. There's no proof. Okay. But if someone did do it deliberately, doubled the dosage, what kind of charges would you bring against them?
Since an insulin overdose can cause death, I'd have to go for attempted murder. If there's proof.
For the life of me, I do not believe that you still don't think Dorian can do this.
Well, Vicky, I'm not so sure anymore. Here, take a look at this.
Oh, you followed up on the first lead I gave you.
Yes. Photocopies of every check that Dorian Lord ever wrote to Ethel Crawford. I took a little peek into Dorian's bank account. Seemed that she was shelling out quite a bit of money to that lady for a long time.
So then you might open an investigation, eh?
Mr. Gannon?
Yeah.
The fax just came in for you from Charlottesville. Prince.
Thanks a lot, Desi. All right. Well, Vicky, let's see how strong of a case there might be. What do you say?
So, Vicky and Sloan trailed me to Charlottesville. They won't find anything out from Ethel Crawford. I took care of that.
Then you admit it?
Admit what? She's no threat to me anymore. Yes.
I always knew that you were cold. But to do this?
Do what? Why are you staring at me that way?
Vicky and Sloan found Ethel Crawford. So, she was sprawled out in her living room in a diabetic coma.
What?
And Vicky is in Hank Gannon's office right this very minute trying to convince him that someone tried to murder the old nurse. And that somebody is you. What about here?
Oh, sweetie, listen, the flowers are going to look great no matter where you put them.
Andrew, when Faith comes through that door, I want her to feel this is the perfect place to raise a
Honey,
child.
let me tell you something. One look at your beautiful face, and Faith is going to know that that child is going to get more love than he'll ever want in this house, okay?
I do love him, Andrew, so much.
I know you do. And don't worry now. The home study's going to go fine. Before you know it, Children's Services is going to be knocking at the door saying, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Carpenter, you have a son, right?
Isn't that hard?
Okay, I think it is, all right? It's
You tell the
okay.
news. Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Beth, what are you doing here?
You know something, Reverend? Your wife is trying to keep me away from here.
Well, look, Beth, I think I'm going to have to differ with you on that one. But
Oh,
it's really...
together, then why don't you come over to my room?
This is not a good time for us to talk right now.
When is this?
We're about to do the
Now
home
you're
study.
trying to keep me away from here too? Well, look, I'm sorry, man, because I am not just gonna disappear. I want to see my baby again now.
I'm being accused of trying to kill Ethel Crawford? I mean, even for Vicky, that's absolute insanity.
You wanted to get rid of her, didn't you?
Yes, and I did. With money, which is what the woman demanded in exchange for undarkening my door.
You're saying that Ethel Crawford tried to blackmail you for even more money?
She called it a one-time payment to be pumped into a Swiss bank account she conveniently opened.
In return for her silence.
All that and a bit more. She promised to leave the country right away. Apparently she was lying.
Dorian, it is a little tough to call the airport limo service when you are in a coma.
Which I did not cause.
You know, the amazing thing about you, Dorian, is that you always sound so convincing.
Are you calling me a liar?
It wouldn't be the first time.
I don't have to take any lip from you.
Hey, you try and remember that you need my help. Badly. That's why I'm here.
They match, don't they? Don't they? Hmm?
The prints are definitely Dorian.
I knew it! I knew it! She was in the apartment.
Yeah, and apparently she opened up the medicine chest and she touched the insulin bottle and the syringes too.
Well, I don't know what else you need, Hank. It is so obvious. Dorian tried to kill Ethel Crawford to stop her from talking.
Well, Vicky, these prints, they definitely put Dorian at the scene before Ethel Crawford lapsed into her coma, but it doesn't prove that she caused it.
But it could prove it, couldn't it?
Yes, it could. And I'm going to find out what the real story is, starting today.
Yes, thank you. That is marvelous. Hank, if we work together on this...
Wait a minute, Vicky. There is no we here. Oh, this is my baby. And you've got to promise. Leave this to me.
No, I want to see this through.
Then sit back and watch it. Vicky, the police will handle this now. Look, you've got your work and your family. Deal with them. Leave Dorian Lord to me.
Honey, don't let what's been happening with Todd Manning scare you. Nobody's going to hurt you. And nobody's going to leave you. Not your Uncle Bo, not your Cousin Powell, and especially not your mom and me.
Really?
Yes, really. You know why? Because we love you. And we love you more than the air we breathe. But I'll tell you something. We get scared, both your mom and I, when we see you so unhappy.
I'm not unhappy.
You know, Jessica, I kind of feel like I'm spinning my wheels here. Now, will you cut me a little slack and help me out a little? And just tell me what's wrong?
Nothing.
Nothing? Sweetheart, you used to love school. Your teachers were like best friends. Now, why are you sassing them?
It's just, they pick on me.
They pick on you?
Yeah. They make a humongous stink over every little stupid thing I say. I hate it. But you don't have to worry, okay? Won't happen again.
Honey, even though I'm not living at Landfair these days, I'm still your father.
Yeah?
Yeah. And what that means is, I may not be right down the hall, but if you call me, I'll still come running to you for any reason at all. And will you try and remember that? Good. And don't worry about your Uncle Bo or your Cousin Powell. They're fine. They're just fine.
nights like this. Al, are you okay?
I will be.
Look, you didn't have to do this. I could have handled it.
No, I want to be here.
Well, as long as you are, you better take one more look, make sure. Are you?
It's pretty obvious.
Let's get back to Hank's office. Tell him the news. Thank you.
Why are you here again?
Cassie, I'm going to have to handle this, okay, please?
Okay.
Beth, I'm just going to have to ask you to leave, okay?
I want to see my baby now.
Beth,
Talk this all
please.
through. We made an agreement. It was all settled. I don't understand you. Oh, my God.
Okay, it's all right. Just take Beth into the living room.
But Andrew...
Just do it, okay? Okay.
Come on.
Hey, please, come in.
Andrew, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good,
I hope
good.
I'm not early.
No, you're right on time, right on time.
Well, you and your wife are ready for the homestead interview, right?
We sure are. Yes, we are. I was thinking that there's so much paperwork to go through. Maybe we could do that in the study, and then we'll sit down with Cassie when we're done. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's right this way.
Okay.
Thanks.
Look, I'm not trying to make a big scene or anything. But you said you wouldn't come here again. I couldn't help it. You can't stay.
Well, I'm not leaving, not until I see my baby.
For God's sakes, why? Because I think that I made a mistake.
Jason, table 5 ordered hot chocolate. This is coffee.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. That's my fault, definitely.
Well, where's Beth anyway?
I don't know. She went for a walk. She'll be back.
I hope so. It's a zoo in here.
St. James Rectory. Where are you?
Hey. Good, Jason. Buy yourself a condo.
Thank you. How was Sunday?
You are truly a Marvel mystic, Dora.
No, I'm just going after something that I want. Very badly. Speaking of women who want things, what does Blair want? Renee told me she cornered you.
Oh, well, Blair says that she is eager to help us prove Dorian's guilt. So I told her about our Charlottesville junket, and she seems very eager to expedite.
Did you tell her about Ethel Crawford?
Yes.
Sloan, I'm still not entirely sure that we can trust Blair.
Neither am I. But Blair knowing about Crawford serves our cause either way. If she's playing both sides and she goes back to Dorian and tells her that we're on to her, Dorian's going to get so nervous she'll make a lot of mistakes. The more mistakes Dorian makes, the easier it is for us to nail her.
The only thing I'm guilty of is trying to shield Cassie from ugliness, the ugliness of false rumors.
And you keep forgetting that I couldn't care less whether what people are saying about you is true or not. The point is, Dorian, they're talking.
And they could hurt you more now than you've ever been hurt before. If you don't protect yourself.
And is that where you fit in? As my protector?
Well, you need me, Dorian, and I don't think it's just to spy on your little enemies. I think it's time that I took a more active role in helping you out.
I have the feeling money's about to be mentioned.
Well, Dorian, if I am suddenly called upon to render more services, well, it's only natural that we're going to have to renegotiate our little business arrangement.
Pirate.
Look on the bright side, Dorian. You offered Ethel Crawford a very generous buyout.
A gift. I'm innocent.
Of course. The point is, the money was spent. It was as good as committed. So, Ethel Crawford obviously won't be needing it now, so, might as well send a little of it my way. And I can be just as quiet as Ethel Crawford is. And Dorian, You don't even have to send money all the way to Switzerland.
What mistake are you talking about? What are you trying to say? Please, I just want to see my little boy. You can't. He's asleep. I don't have to wake him up just to look at him. Where is he, upstairs? No. No, you'll wake him up if you go up there. The stairs are very noisy.
No, be careful.
No, he was up most of the night. He needs his rest. That's him, isn't it? Let me... Why do you keep coming here? I told you, I just want to see him.
But you had your goodbye with William.
That is not his name. I didn't give him that name.
God, why are you doing this? What do you want?
I want my baby back.
Blair, I haven't done anything wrong. I don't need you to defend me. Do you hear me? I have not done anything wrong. I'm innocent.
Of what? Dorian, there's so many crimes being bandied about here. I can't keep them all straight. Which one are you talking about? Putting Ethel Crawford into a coma or Victor Lord into his grave?
I am not a murderer. You must believe that.
Why?
Because I want you to know the truth.
What difference does it make, Dorian? It doesn't matter whether you're a cold-blooded killer or not. I'm still your loving niece.
Really?
Yes. And I'm so grateful for my generous aunt, for all that she has given me, and for all that she will give me.
Got a little company.
I wasn't expecting anyone.
Maybe it's Cassie. Yes. That's right. The home study was today.
And maybe she's got some good news for me.
Well, I'll just grab my coat and first I'll slip out the back door so you can have your privacy. All right? Cassie, I'm so glad you're here.
All right, I'm glad to see you too, Dorian. May I come in?
Why, of course, Hank. May I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I just stopped by to ask you a couple of questions.
By all means. I always enjoy the attentions of a handsome man. What do you want?
For starters, can you tell me where you've been?
Been?
Yeah. Specifically yesterday. You didn't happen to take a quick trip to Charlottesville, Virginia? By any chance, did you?
You don't know when Hank will be back?
I really couldn't tell you.
Well, that's swell.
We ought to leave word for him, Bo. Hank will want to know about the identification as soon as he can.
Yeah. I'm Bo Buchanan. This is Powell Lloyd. Would you please just tell Hank that we're back from the morgue. We've seen the body.
And there's a problem.
A problem?
Yeah. The man we saw was not Todd Manning.